They come from all across the world, from many different lands. The brave from Britain, the confident from America, the determined from Japan, and anyone else, anywhere else, who wants to step up to the challenge. 100 challengers compete across a 4-stage obstacle course devised by the devil. Success means glory. Failure means humiliation. It truly is win or die. Many have tried. Very few have succeeded. But they all have one goal: to become the next champion. This is Ninja Warrior of Halo! Hello guys, and welcome back to Ninja Warrior of Halo. So far, 40 of the 100 challengers have made their attempts at the first stage. But this redesigned Stage 1 has proven to be quite the challenge for our competitors. 6 of the 9 obstacles have eliminated at least 5 or more competitors, showing just how difficult every obstacle on this stage has proven to be. This includes the new slider jump, which has taken out the all-star Phil on his landmark 20th appearance, and the veteran Bananarama, who made it to the 3rd stage in the last tournament. Only one competitor has defeated the slider jump, and he went on to beat Stage 1. Atlantic Champ put all his struggles on the jumping spider behind him to defeat that and book his place in Stage 2 for the first time in his career. The question now is, who else will have what it takes to join Atlantic on Stage 2? Will he stand alone, or will more competitors have what it takes to reach Stage 1's finish line? Let's head back to the start line to resume the action. Can our competitors crack the mystery that is the slider jump? That'll be the question for our remaining 60 challengers. The next man at the start line, Soul Reaper, will be hoping he has the answers. Soul is today making his 14th appearance on the course, with his debut coming all the way back in Tournament 2, the first Halo Reach tournament and the first official tournament in this course's history. And he has had success back on the 360, clearing Stage 1 4 times and making it to the 3rd stage once in Tournament 12. Soul retired from the course in Tournament 16 before reversing that decision and making a return in Tournament 20. Unfortunately, his 2 appearances since his return have not gone to plan, with early exits on Stage 1 both times. So, will Soul have what it takes to turn things around today? Soul, his 14th appearance on the course. Can this be his time to shine and make it back to Stage 2? Making his way through the sextuple steps with no problems whatsoever. An obstacle he's tried many times before. But the Circle Hammer is his first experience of this, just like it is for every other competitor. Soul not had the comeback he would have liked so far. He takes the shortcut off of the Circle Hammer, now going for the ball drop. Not had the return to Halo 5 that he would have wanted with 2 early exits. But he has put in a decent amount of practice for today's tournament and is feeling reasonably confident. Makes it through and is now heading for the jumping spider. The obstacle he failed in the last tournament, hits the trampoline and gets into the spider nicely. Looks like he's going to improve, put on his personal best on Halo 5, as he now reaches the half-pipe attack, his first time trying this obstacle. It's a tough one, but Soul gets into it just about and slows himself down brilliantly, didn't even need the stopper. This is a great run from Soul, onto the warped wall, his first time trying this obstacle since Tournament 16! Can't get up it on the first attempt. Second try, yes he is up. 50 seconds, he's got plenty of time. But now the slider jump, the obstacle that's been taking out almost everybody. Soul lands on the net, he's going over the top. Soul climbing up, Soul, no! Soul! Oh my goodness, he had it! He had it in his grasp and he lost it. So he was going up the net, climbing over the top. He turned round rather than go for the middle peg. I think he thought that maybe the crowd in the background, his visor locked onto somebody. But you can see just how close he was. If he'd made that jump, he would have had one more jump to go over the top, and then he would have just had the last obstacle, and he had so much time left on the clock. The crowd cannot believe it. It was almost an incredible comeback for this longtime veteran, but instead it might just be the most heartbreaking fail we've seen so far in this tournament. We now pick things up on the dismount of the Circle Hammer for our next competitor, Ninja Warrior 718, aka Jante. Back for his 4th appearance on the course, he now takes on the ball drop, an obstacle he did fail in Tournament 20, but he beat it in Tournament 21, on his way to then failing the 3rd obstacle, the swinging pipes. And he's got an interesting technique here, a jumping technique. Is it going to work? Yes, it does. Nicely done by Jante. He's had an interesting record so far. His first 3 appearances, he's failed the 1st obstacle, 2nd obstacle, the 3rd obstacle. Now the jumping spider, and he fails the 4th obstacle. He jumped way too early for the trampoline. And he keeps up this bizarre record he's got of getting 1 obstacle further each time, which means maybe he'll clear stage 1 in about his 8th or 9th appearance. Now we have a newcomer, Bookcase, ready to take on the course. We saw Irish there in the background for his intro, as he gets off to a little bit of a slow start there with the tank, but he is now off. As I say, good friends with Irish. I think they're part of a community. I'm not sure if it's like the Maniac forums or something, but they're in a group together. They've known each other for quite a while, and now Bookcase is getting into Halo jumping. You may have seen him on Halo Ninja Warrior and on Spartan Sasuke here in Halo 5. Now he's making his debut on this course, and looking pretty good so far. He's also got quite a unique gamer tag with that Bookcase spelling. I believe correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the German word for bookcase, I'm pretty sure B-U-C-H is German for book. Oh, and by the way, Smokey, bookcase is all one word, just in case you've been wondering all these years, if that's how you spell the English version of bookcase, or the German version of bookcase, actually, for that matter. I'm talking so much about bookcases, I need to go out to IKEA and buy myself a bookcase now. As Bookcase makes his way through the jumping spider onto the halfpipe attack. A little bit all over the place with his run up, but he gets into the head slide nicely, and like Soul, slows himself down. Not the fastest run so far, looking at the time, but he is at the warped wall. Takes his time, sets himself up, and gets up it in 1. Now for the slider jump. 35 seconds left on the clock. That's a poor first attempt to get into the slider, costing him a little bit of time. He's up on the 2nd try, though. Going down. Can he land it? Only just. Now be careful of this climb. We saw what happened to Soul. He's going over the top, but look at the time. He's only the 2nd person to beat the slider jump. But does he have enough time left to finish this stage? 10 seconds. The klaxon sounds. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time to finish here. Bookcase, he's got to go for it. Is he going to make it? I'm not sure. Bookcase! Yes! Bookcase! He's done it! With just 1/10 of a second left on the clock. It looked like he wasn't going to do it, but he did do it, and he doesn't even know that he's done it. Bookcase, this was a run that was full of ups and downs and was all about his speed. He was slow off the start line when the tank fired, but then he was quick through the circle hammer, through the ball drop, got through the jumping spider, saved himself some crucial time here on the halfpipe attack, got up the warped wall in 1, but then lost all of that time he made up by botching the first attempt to get into the slider jump. But on the 2nd try, he got it right, went down the slider and landed just about on the edge. And after that, it was all about a race to the finish. His good buddy Irish watching on, It didn't look like he was going to make it. We all thought he was going to just come up short, but he did make it. And after several long checks, this is the moment when he discovered he had beaten stage 1. Bookcase, the newcomer, Irish, was running all the way back to the start line. He had to run back again to celebrate. And Bookcase, a newcomer, will be moving on to stage 2 in this tournament. What an incredible run. And following on from Bookcase, unfortunately our next group of competitors could not deliver as... Wow. I mean, I don't know how that gamer tag got through the Xbox servers, but yeah, it did apparently, and it didn't last very long because it failed the first jump. And then another great gamer tag, Don't Cry Noobs, with a great exit and failure off the ball drop there. Then another great gamer tag, Mr. Go Harder, that also failed on the ball drop, just slipping off the ball at the end. And then we had newcomer Halo Ninja Master, who certainly for most of this run looked like a master of this course, flying through the obstacles, maybe taking inspiration from wearing Smokey Massacre's helmet. But sadly, he could not get through the slider jump, as he just came up short, slipping off of the ledge. The competitors starting to express a little bit of concern, though, with the wet conditions after Ninja Master's fail. As we move on to another newcomer, Zandito, making his way through the ball drop with nice control, right in the middle of the ball the whole way through there. Onto the jumping spider. Looked like he was going to go right for it, but he does set himself and makes it in comfortably. Through the inside and onto the half-pipe attack. We saw Bookcase get through this obstacle. Can Zandito do it? He goes right for it, uses the stopper on the head slide, and now goes for the dismount. As he makes his way up to the warped wall, slips slightly. What was that? Zandito! What on earth just happened there? Let's take a look at this on the replay. He was fine with the half pipe, got the into the head slide, slowed himself down, got the dismount, but when he went for the ledge up to the warped wall, he almost slipped off, and then he did slip off. What on earth just happened there? Is that the rain? Did he just get impacted by the rain and slid off the ledge? That was very bizarre from Zandito, and perhaps slightly controversial. Well, our reviewers have had a look at it, and the judges are now out to inspect the course, and it is looking like bad news for the rest of our competitors and the rest of the runners today. They have reviewed that the course is now too wet to continue running. We saw a huge rainfall at the start of the tournament, and it looks like now it is having too much of an impact on our competitors, and the rest of today's runs have been cancelled. Day 2 on the start line here at Mount Midoriyama, and what a difference a day makes. The sun is now shining as it normally does here over the course, and stage 1 has dried out. And that now means normal action can resume for the first competitor here on day 2, Avows the Samurai. Kind of unfortunate, or he is kind of the super unfortunate one, is that he's had to wait longer than anyone now. To start this run, he was obviously going to be the next person to run stage 1, has now had to wait a whole day. But we don't have to worry about any of that shenanigans anymore. Avows is here on the start line. Making his 6th appearance on the course. He's been in every tournament since we moved to the Xbox One. Still looking for that first stage 1 clear though. He makes it through the circle hammer onto the ball drop. He has had a few solid runs so far, making it to the flying chute twice, on his debut in Tournament 17 and then making it back there in the last tournament. He's taking his time a little bit here on the ball drop. Not worrying about the time limit yet, but he does get through onto the jumping spider. An obstacle he did fail once in Tournament 18. Gets into it nicely. He's never had a problem with this obstacle when there was a trampoline. The version he failed in Tournament 18, of course, didn't have the trampoline. Now he's on to the half-pipe attack. Another obstacle he's failed in the past. Saw what happened with Zandito. This will be the perfect example to see that the course is now completely fine. Of course, it's not this part of the obstacle, it's this part of the obstacle. He hops up. Look at the time, though. 35 seconds left as he hits the warped wall. He gets up it in 1, but Avows needs to pick up the pace here. He's been going that little bit too slow throughout the whole run. Taking his time even more on the slider jump. As he launches down, he gets onto the net. He's going to go over the top. He's still taking his time. Avows, less than 15 seconds left. He's through, but we saw how close it was for Bookcase, and Avows is even lower on time. Avows isn't going to do it. He's climbing up the last obstacle as quick as he can, but it's not enough. Time up for Avows. That is gutting. It's a personal best for Avows, the best he's ever done. The first time he's reached the finish line. But his pace was just that little bit too slow. He didn't have any slip-ups on the warped wall or anything like that. He was just too slow throughout the entire run. Bad luck to Avows. But now we have another competitor who's got an interesting intro going on right now. Chris shining a light out of Z's buttocks. This is Z-Master, back for his 5th appearance on the course. Another competitor who is chasing that first Stage 1 victory. And like Avows, actually, he's made it... The best he's managed to do is making it to the flying chute twice in Tournaments 17 and also, as we saw, in the last tournament. But there is no flying chute anymore, and even though Avows just came up short of the finish line, he did set a personal best. Z now hoping to go one further than Avows. Takes the shortcut out of the slider jump, something that out of the circle hammer, something that Avows did not do. Makes his way through the ball drop, moving pretty quickly right now. Z is a super talented jumper and a Brit, so naturally I want him to do well on this course. He gets into the jumping spider nicely, quickly making his way into the inside of the spider. Has to take a safe jump there, though. But we're already seeing the difference in pace. 20 seconds up on Avows' time, but for Z-Master. Now for the half-pipe attack. He uses the half-pipe well, an obstacle he has failed in the past, but he beat it in the last tournament, and he beats it again today.
Easy. Loving this.
Z getting a lot of support from his fellow competitors watching on, telling him it's easy every time he beats an obstacle. He gets up the warped wall in 2. Now for the slider jump. This is the big tester for so many of our competitors. Z lands it. Avows managed to do it, and it looks like Z's gonna do it as well. Only the 4th person to beat this obstacle so far. And he's got the time as he goes for the final obstacle. With 20 seconds left, Z is gonna do it. He's had to wait 5 appearances, but Z bags his first Stage 1 clear on this course. A brilliant performance from Z, and you know, a perfect side-by-side comparison with where it went wrong for Avows. Gutting for Avows, but delight and glory for Z-Master. He went fast where he needed to in the first half of the course, so then he could take that little bit more time to get through the tricky obstacles on the back half. Crucially, getting through this slider jump.
It's almost easy. Yeah, getting closer. Let's go, Z. Let's go.
That was kind of a bit of a... Oh my god.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
I like to see. Yeah.
My predictions are on point.
Jeez. Holy sh... And I have to think about stage 2. I wasn't
Okay,
even
the
thinking
next
about that
person,
before
the
today.
next.
See, well, he might not have had stage 2 on his mind, but he will have to think about it now as he is moving on to stage 2. And at the halfway point, our competitors are turning things around as we now have 3 clears. And actually, just one last quick shout out I'll give to Snaz here. He actually said that run was ZZ, which is kind of quirky. A ZZ run from Z-Master. Oh no. Oh dear, I've just been reminded of that Ninty fail there in the last tournament on the bottom of the screen. Ninty, he had a really good run in the last tournament, and then the half-pipe and... But Ninty is back today. Another person making his 6th appearance on the course, who's been with us for every tournament since the move to the Xbox One. He's managed to get as far as the flying shoot once back in Tournament 18, as he goes for a quick dismount there on the sextuple steps and almost fell off the side. That would have been the most Ninty fail I've ever seen if that had gone wrong. That would have been quite the come down after getting to the half-pipe attack in the last tournament. You know, his second best performance on this course last time out. Ninty has shown, never gotten close to clearing stage 1, but, occasionally shown a little bit of promise. As he now goes for the ball drop. Beaten this several times in the past, but it has been made harder in this tournament. Move to the 3rd obstacle, and we're seeing that as Ninty gets it all wrong with the dismount. I think he thought he was going to lose it, and then just panicked. And an earlier exit this time around for Ninty. As we move on to Alex J189. We haven't seen him since Tournament 18, making a surprise return to the course. And joining us, actually, I believe, from Norway is where he's now living. He left us in Tournament 18 to go to uni, and now finds himself living in Norway. But of course, still a Brit at heart. His appearances go all the way back to Tournament 14. He's one of many people that started competing on Halo 4 as a Halo racer. But everyone, of all of the various racers, he became a big part of the jumping community. Competing several times on my course, several times on Smokey's course, and a big part of this channel. If anyone has watched the Classic Gaming Gods episodes, or took part in one of them, you'll know that Alex was actually on that show as well and became team captain. Something that none of you will ever see now, but a fun little piece of trivia. As Alex loses it on the ball drop, he went for it to jump onto the ball, but couldn't hold it. Great to see him though, great to have him back. Following on from that, we had another Halo racer in I'm a So Shift Face, a slight change to his gamer tag there, as he tried to go for a pole vault technique on the ball drop, and it might have worked if he hadn't have hit the superstructure. Then we had newcomer Freedom Wright, who did pretty well to get to the half-pipe attack, but shot out the other side of the head slide. Wolf Ninja, back for his 4th appearance, almost had a disaster at the start of the ball drop, but saved it, moved on, but then unfortunately fell anyway and kept up his unfortunate record of never getting past the 3rd obstacle on this course. Then we had a few newcomers, Diego Kush, who looked like he was going to have the circle hammer beaten, but then failed on the inside of it just as he was coming up to the end. Then we had Paddy O'Fraser, which I think sounds a lot better when you say it with an Irish accent. It's Paddy O'Fraser. Hey, he absolutely ballsed it up by shooting the ball. Came up short of the dismount. And then we had CJ Smith, and Hunter's back in the room. CJ Smith, another newcomer. He did really well to get to the wall, but he just did not have the technique. Ran out of time, and his impressive run, came to an end there. Well, the next man stepping up to the start line is a veteran making a comeback, and someone that I did not expect to see return to this course. Returning after a 2-tournament absence is the veteran Master Nuramak. Nuramak made his debut on this course in Tournament 14 and impressed right from the off with his Bumpe Shiratori technique on the jump hack. He managed to clear stage 1 on his debut and almost made it to the 3rd stage. that would prove to be the start of a very promising career, as he cleared stage 1 in all of his first 4 appearances and made it to the 3rd stage 3 tournaments in a row, starting in Tournament 15. In Tournament 16, he came within 1 jump of joining Smoky Massacre on the final stage, but came up just short on the Mongoose slide. And even after Smoky's total victory that saw the entire course redesigned, that was still no match for Nurumak, as in Tournament 17, he still managed to make it to the 3rd stage, clearing all of the new obstacles across the first 2 stages before going down at the new cliffhanger. Unfortunately, his promising start then came to an abrupt halt following the move to Halo 5. He competed in both of the first 2 Halo 5 tournaments, but suffered his first Stage 1 failure in Tournament 18, going out on the Jumping Spider. And although he improved in Tournament 19, finishing in 6th place, that was still not enough, as he ran out of time on the Flying Chute. Now, after a 2-tournament absence, he is back, looking to pick up where he left off, and return to Stage 2 for the first time in 5 tournaments. Master Nurumak, one of the big surprises for this tournament. Great to see him after his last appearance in Tournament 19. He admitted coming into this tournament to me that he regrets not competing in the last 2 tournaments. He was frustrated, stepped away from the course, but on reflection, he wished he had shown up, especially for the landmark 20th tournament, missing out on that. But nevertheless, better to see him back than to never see him at all. Big part of the community, or part of this course, sorry, at the very end of Halo 4. Those great performances we saw, and even on the MCC, as he's flying through the first few obstacles. Now for the Jumping Spider. Ooh, hello, what's this? I thought he was going to go right for it. This is an interesting technique. He goes for the sort of bumpé technique. Well, he's a man that became known on this course for his unique techniques, and we just saw another one there. He gets through the Jumping Spider where he failed in Tournament 18. He goes right for the half-pipe attack. He beat this in Tournament 19, and it looks like he's going to beat this one today in Tournament 22. Goes for the dismount. He's moving very quickly right now, giving himself plenty of time for the warped wall. Does he remember how to do this obstacle? Yes, he still does. Now for the slider jump. Going straight into that as well. Can he get this? Going down, going a little bit slowly, and coming up short. Nurumak! His great comeback run ends at the slider jump. Let's take a look at this Jumping Spider again. He got on the stopper in front of the trampoline and then used it to bumpé the obstacle. Very nice. But here on the slider jump, he was going a little bit too slowly down the head slide. And as a result, he came up just short, and Nurumak will not return to Stage 2. From one veteran to another making a return to this course, getting carried to the start line by Smokey and Snars. Only Paddy could get away with a disrespectful intro like that, using Smokey as a headrest. This is Paddy Freakin, the veteran, back today for his 5th appearance on the course. We didn't see him in the last tournament. We saw him last time in Tournament 20 when he failed the half-pipe attack. He's back again today, and he believes that if he can get past that half-pipe today, he will be making a return to Stage 2. We saw just how great Paddy can be with that brilliant Tournament 18 run when he got all the way to the 3rd stage, going out on the cliffhanger. But that still remains his only Stage 1 clear on this course. But as I say, he's confident. Oh, this is going to be an interesting technique. He pole vaults, but he uses the stoppers at the end of the ball drop wisely. As he now goes for the Jumping Spider. We're seeing right now just how solid Paddy is. He's got a big crowd watching on. We're seeing just how solid Paddy can be. But this is the moment of truth between him and returning to Stage 2. Can he get revenge on the half-pipe attack? He doesn't use the half-pipe very much. He gets into the head slide, but he shoots out the other side, and Paddy is out again on the half-pipe. Well, following on from that, we saw a couple more competitors making a return. The great Gordine, Abs legend, who instantly got himself disqualified. You're not allowed to skip steps. And as a result, he went out on the sextuple steps. Not that his run lasted much longer, as he then disqualified himself twice. Then we had Johnny A. Nando, another Abs legend, whose run was just about as short as the average Abs run. Then we had a newcomer, Vulcan, the new Vulcan, who went out at the end of the ball drop. Following that, we had Nightmare Guard, another newcomer, who sadly suffered the same fate, going out on the ball drop, but he got himself disqualified when he landed on the track. But he thought, let's carry on, and then he forgot to jump and fell into the water anyway. Then we had Volcanic Crowd, Taiwan legend, back for his first appearance since Tournament 18. Trained by Smokey, he did pretty well getting to the warped wall, but sadly he just didn't have the technique and ran out of time. It's still great to see him back competing today. Then newcomer Spartan Walnut made it into the jumping spider, but then overshot the first jump inside the spider. And then we had two runs which were hugely gutting. First was Mighty Max 80, back for his fourth appearance. He overcame the jumping spider, where he failed in the last tournament. Then he got past the half-pipe attack, which he failed in Tournament 20, setting a personal best for himself. And it looked like he was on his way to success when he landed the slider jump and then became the first person to go underneath the slider jump. But then this happened. Absolutely gutting for Mighty Max. But if you thought that was a close call, the next competitor, newcomer Impotent Pat, got even closer. Trained by the veteran Weapon Matt, who was not competing after retiring in the last tournament, he looked like he was on his way, rushing to the finish line, but just coming up short right at the end. He thought he'd beaten the stage just within the time limit, but as we can see, he ran out of time right there. Look, just unbelievably close to the finish line, but coming up probably half a second short, and he is not the second newcomer moving on to stage 2. We can now move on to our next competitor, Daddy Cheese, who's in the middle of his attempt on the ball drop. Formerly known as Cheese's Life, he's now changed his gamer tag to Daddy Cheese for obvious reasons. Those who can't figure it out, I'll let you guys use your imagination. As Cheese gets into the jumping spider nicely. He had a fantastic run in the last tournament. He made it all the way to the flying chute. Easily his best ever performance. Now he's looking to go that little bit further as he goes for his crazy technique on the half pipe. We saw this in the last tournament and he pulls it off again today. Now heading to the warped wall. He's got plenty of time on the clock. He's moving super quickly, but this obstacle cost him in the last tournament. He had to use a few attempts, and he's losing more time here again today. But he gets it on the third try. He's still got time, just under 40 seconds now for the slider jump. Can he crack this obstacle? He goes down the middle! He goes down the middle, and he gets himself disqualified, just like we saw from Phil. He just literally went right down the middle. He wasn't even, attempting to go down the sides. Cheese is out again on the 7th obstacle, and now we have newcomer Joey Davis, one of the hot takes, one of the rising stars for the future. This guy's got a lot of hype around him coming into his newcomer appearance on this course. Can he deliver? No. Oh dear. Oh well, Joey, there's always next time. He's certainly not the first newcomer to have failed the first jump on a course. And now we can move on to Crowned Ferret Irish, who had that horrible run in the last tournament. We're not going to show it, at least not on the small screen. Here we go on the big screen. So he gets to the warped wall, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Irish. I'm not that cruel. Yeah, anyone that remembers his warped wall fail, it was probably one of the most painful fails in the whole of the last tournament. And he is stepping up today, determined to just put that run behind him and deliver a solid performance this time around. As Irish goes into the circle hammer quickly. He was a little bit cautious on the first obstacle. And being a little bit cautious here on the circle hammer. Now heading up to the ball drop. He watched his friend, Bookcase, clear stage 1 earlier. Bookcase still one of only 3 competitors. We haven't seen a clear on stage 1 in a while now. But Irish is looking to change that as he heads for the jumping spider. This is the obstacle he failed on his comeback appearance in Tournament 20. He, of course, he's known as Crown Ferret, but we all call him Irish because that was his gamer tag back on the Halo Reach course. His debut came all the way back in Tournament 3. And after a 13 tournament absence, he returned on Halo 5. He's going for the half-pipe attack. He's got his interesting technique. It worked in the last tournament, and it works again today.
Yes.
There you go.
Come
You go.
Nice.
All right, you got this. You got this.
Irish, you can hear how pumped he is. That was the obstacle he was worried about. He now goes for the water wall, the scene of his tragedy in the last tournament, and he avoids the tragedy this time around. Now for the slider jump. A lot of people have been struggling with this obstacle, but Irish lands on the net. He's just got to get over the top. Come on, Irish. He's taking his time, but he's made it up. And Irish has got 20 seconds. He's got the time. Oh my goodness. Is this really going to happen? Irish, it's been 16 tournaments. It's been almost 8 years. But Crown Ferret, Irish, this is why he came back. He is home. He has done it. Irish, his redemption is complete. Irish 1200, Crown Ferret, 16 tournaments. He's been waiting for this moment. He gets his second stage 1 clear. That is what it's all about. He overcame the water wall where he failed last time, got the slider jump, and the rest is history.
Time.
10 seconds.
All right, there you go.
My
There you go.
God.
Come on.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Let's go, Irish. Woo, Irish.
Oh.
Wow.
Irish.
Amazing run. Let's freaking go.
I can't believe I did that.
The longest gap
1 second, I
between
gotta-
stage 1 clears.
I'll keep it down. I'm sorry. I got excited.
16 tournaments.
A 16 tournament
Great job.
gap,
Keep it down.
Irish.
Sorry.
I'm very relieved. I knew, obviously, last tournament felt like a big wasted opportunity because, it was a stage that I was clearing a lot in practice and then just obviously choked when it mattered, obviously, with the time limit and all that. And as soon as I saw this course, I realized, it's going to be a half-pipe attack or bust course. That's why you got me in front of the half-pipe attack. This was the obstacle where I'm like, if I get this, I'm going to clear this stage. And sure enough, I got it and just took my time, and I kind of just can't believe it. I just wanted to keep my mouth shut, not give any expectation. I'm glad I did that and it worked out. And I won't feel the vehicle ramp, so go me.
Irish's run will go down as one of the greatest comebacks in Halo jumping history. And just like that, Irish is back again. He's ran all the way back to the start line because he's needed for our next competitor, his good friend, and a true ninja.
Well, he is a ninja encyclopedia, and he went back and studied past seasons. Come on. Whoa, and he is through.
So this is Firasukado, or as we more commonly know him, Philip Scott. Ninja Phil, a true ninja, stepping up to this course. This is hugely exciting for me. Obviously, as you saw there, a close friend of Irish's, just like Bookcase actually. Irish is doing a good job getting these rock solid competitors for me. And actually, Philip has a association with this channel and this course way back in the day. If you go and watch some of the old Halo Reach videos on YouTube, you could probably find Philip's YouTube channel, which I think is also called, it's either called Firipu Ninja or Firipu or something like that. You'll find comments that he left on some of those episodes. So he's certainly known about this course for a long time. Now we are finally seeing him step up and compete on it. And he's of course competed on a few other courses on Halo 5 as well. As he makes it through the ball drop, doing pretty good at the moment. Not the fastest, but now he comes onto the jumping spider. It was his nemesis on the real thing. Can he do it on Halo? Yes, he can. He jumped a little bit late there off of the trampoline, but he made it through. Can he make it through the inside? Only then can he officially say he's beaten the jumping spider. It looks like he's going to do it. He's not worrying about the time, he just wants to get as far as possible. Now he takes on the half-pipe attack. He doesn't use much of the half-pipe, gets into the head slide, but falls out of the other side, and Philip Scott's run comes to an end. He at least overcame the jumping spider, his nemesis on the real thing, but like so many others before him, he just didn't have the right technique to get through the half-pipe attack. Now we can move on to another veteran and a long-time competitor on this course, Sane the Legend, making his 12th appearance, looking to bounce back after a very shocking fail in the last tournament when he failed on the inside of the jumping spider. Sane, of course, is Canada's finest. Had plenty of success, you know, obviously, I've said it many times before, that iconic Tournament 15 and Tournament 16 performances when he made it all the way to the third stage. You can see a big crowd here to watch Sane. Look how many people he's got here. Sane clearly draws out a popular crowd as he makes his way quickly through the circle hammer, coming onto the ball drop. I say moving very quickly, actually. Sane's not the sort of guy that normally you associate with speed, and that has sometimes been his downfall in the past, going a little bit too slow on obstacles. And he's going for an interesting technique here to save even more time, jumping for the stopper, not bothering to waste any time with the drops. Now going for the jumping spider, his nemesis from the last time, he goes for a sideways landing. That's the other thing when it comes to Sane. We always see these unique, slightly different techniques from Sane. Sometimes it has contributed to his lack of speed, but he's through the jumping spider this time, and now for the half-pipe attack. He has failed this obstacle once in the past as well. An interesting technique there, stopping on the half-pipe almost to jump into the head slide and not need the stopper. Now he's back at the warped wall. Can he get up this in one? No, he cannot. Can he get it on the second try? Yes, he can. 40 seconds left. Sane's got the time here, but can he crack the slider jump? The bane for many veterans, but Sane lands on it. Now for the climb up, Sane! No! Sane walked off the platform. He'd done the hard bit, and in trying to prep for the climb up, he crouch walked off the platform. That is absolutely tragic. He was trying to make sure he didn't hit his head along the side, and he just ended up... Oh, that is absolutely heartbreaking, and the crowd watching on know it. Oh, Sane.
Nice. Nice, Sane.
For the second tournament in a row, Smokey watches on after a shock Sane fail. That is gutting for Sane. But it does now bring us on to our next competitor and another big-time veteran.
You got the snaz.
Oh, you gotta crouch.
What do?
You know, you don't slap me. Turn around. What are you doing?
Let's go, Snaz. Let's go.
Snaz having a little trouble remembering how to get a back slap off of Smokey there. That's quite funny. Snaz is today making his landmark 10th appearance on this course. And to celebrate this milestone, he has been given the same number that he wore on his debut back in Tournament 13. He qualified through the Trials course to compete in Tournament 13, where he went out on the modified jump hang. On his second appearance in Tournament 14, he picked up his first Stage 1 clear, before going out on Stage 2, becoming the first ever competitor to fail the metal spin. Unfortunately, Snaz has been unable to clear Stage 1 since then, going out on the 6th obstacle on both of his final 2 appearances on the 360. And since the move to the Xbox One, Snaz has had a back and forth streak of failures, going out on either the 7th obstacle or the 5th obstacle. In the Bloodbath Tournament 19, he had the 5th best performance across the entire tournament when he failed the dismount of the flying chute. Unfortunately, in Tournament 20, he then failed the half-pipe attack before suffering his 3rd failure on the flying chute in the last tournament. Despite failing Stage 1 in 8 of his first 9 appearances, Snaz is still a fan favourite on this course and across all of Halo jumping, and still has the ability to clear Stage 1 here. Will he have what it takes to step up on his landmark appearance and deliver a Stage 2 run? Snaz. Nobody would want to deny Snaz a place on Stage 2 in any tournament, really, but especially if he could get it today on his landmark 10th appearance. Never missed a tournament since he made his debut in Tournament 13. You know, never missed a tournament on Smokey's course and has got an almost perfect attendance record on Rogs. Snaz is just he's literally just one of those guys in jumping that you just want to root for, and you want him to succeed. You want him to have success, just like with Sane, who ran just before him. Snaz, sometimes it can just come down to the simplest of mistakes, like we saw in the last tournament with Snaz on the flying chute. But hey, there is no more flying chute. He does not have to worry about failing the flying chute for a 4th time. He's got to get past that slider jump, but of course he's got to get to it first. He's doing pretty well at the moment, going reasonably quick, although taking a little bit more time here with this ball drop. It's never an obstacle Snaz has liked and felt entirely comfortable with, but he gets through it just like he always has done. And now heading on to the jumping spider. One of the people that defeated this obstacle in Tournament 19. He jumped a little bit early there. Yeah, one of the people that got through this obstacle in Tournament 19 when it was super difficult. Gets through it again. He's got a perfect record. He's never failed that obstacle in every tournament. Now going for the half-pipe attack. He jumps late and Snaz comes up short! Snaz misses the head slide on the half-pipe attack. And after just giving him great praise for his impeccable record on the jumping spider, he fails the very next obstacle. He got a decent jump, but you can see he was just too far to the side.
Oh, no. How did I fail that? No. Am I really going to do that?
Snaz suffers his 8th Stage 1 fail in a row, and his old nemesis, the half-pipe attack, takes him out for the 2nd time in his career. Following that, the next 3 competitors did not fare any better. First was newcomer Mila Cola, which sounds like something Pitbull would say at the start of one of his songs. Mila Cola. He didn't last very long, going out on the first obstacle at the 5th step. Then we had Decline Clown, who failed the jumping spider, followed by Welsh Wizard, who also got to the jumping spider, but he went too fast and he also came up short. So we are still, despite Irish's success, seeing our newcomers and veterans struggling with this Stage 1. And we have another veteran ready to step up to the course now in Killer the Man. He will be hoping to pick up and continue where he left off in the last tournament. Will he have what it takes? Killer is today making his 8th appearance on this course, having made his debut back in Tournament 15, where he made quite the impression. On his debut, he not only managed to clear the 1st stage, but made it all the way to the 3rd stage before ultimately being defeated by the Curtain Clan. He then backed that up with a 2nd Stage 1 clear, but just missed out on back-to-back Stage 3 attempts when he ran out of time right at the end of Stage 2. Despite the promising start, the transition to the Xbox One was not kind to Killer. He suffered 4 straight Stage 1 failures, including 3 consecutive failures on the 5th obstacle, with two of those being the half-pipe attack. But in the last tournament, Killer bounced back, in producing one of the most memorable moments from Tournament 21. Killer put all his past failings behind him to defeat the obstacles and pick up his first Stage 1 clear on Halo 5, before ultimately falling on the Salmon Lab. But despite going out on Stage 2, Killer showed he could still compete and perform. Now, can he back it up again today? Killer. You know, genuinely, last tournament, I said it just then, but, you know, he wasn't even that confident that he was going to do well at all, even on Stage 1. So the fact that he beat Stage 1, and then to get back to Stage 2 for the first time since the 360 days, it was just a great moment for Killer. And it gave him the opportunity to really bring out that side of him, that love he has for jumping. We of course have seen it a few times on Smokey's course in some of the more recent tournaments. But Killer, it'd be awesome if Killer could clear Stage 1 again today. Back-to-back clears for him. As he goes quickly into the ball drop there, flies into it. That's the pro strategy. Saving time as well. Being a little bit more careful for these drops. New Zealand's finest looking to step up again, as he now goes for the jumping spider right into it and into it nicely. I said actually with Snaz's run, Snaz has a perfect record. Killer has a perfect record. He has beaten this obstacle in every single tournament it has been in since tournament 17. He's one of only 4 competitors. It's a very interesting group of 4, actually. As he now goes for the half-pipe attack. He only just gets into it. He beat it in the last tournament, but he beats it again today, even though it was very touch and go there. Onto the warped wall. Can he get up it in 1? Yes, he can. He's looking really good right now. Now for the slider jump. He goes for this quickly as well. He goes for a lower ledge, and it doesn't work. Killer falls out of the side. And he is out as well.
Too easy, you got this. Oh. Killing it, bro.
Potatoes. There's chicken.
No!
That was good.
Dang, dude.
You did so good, brother.
Thing is, I started worrying that I might actually do it, and that's where I started to. That's always where I start to fail.
The slider jump picks off yet another veteran. Killer came close, but it wasn't close enough. And the slider jump continues to cause problems for our competitors. But now we can move on to another veteran making a milestone appearance. Making his 15th appearance on this course is Sakeshi. Sakeshi is only the 6th different competitor to reach 15 appearances, having made his debut all the way back in Tournament 5. Although he struggled initially on the course, he started to show a little bit of promise in Tournament 10, and then in Tournament 11, on his 6th appearance, he had his shining moment in Halo jumping, clearing the first stage to advance to Stage 2 for the first and so far only time before he went out on the spider walk. Despite numerous attempts since then, Sakeshi has been unable to return to Stage 2, making it to the final obstacle twice, including just running out of time in Tournament 16. He's made 3 appearances since the move to the Xbox One, but hasn't gotten close, going out on the jumping spider twice in Tournament 17 and 19. He then started to have gaps in his appearances, missing the first Halo 5 tournament and the landmark 20th tournament. But we saw him return in the last tournament, where sadly he suffered an even earlier exit, going out on just the 3rd obstacle. But now he is back today for this landmark appearance, hoping to have a strong run. Sakeshi, it would be great if he could have that strong run here in this 15th appearance. One of only 6 people to reach this milestone, and the 5 men that have done it before him are all legends in this course's history with incredible amounts of success. Sakeshi does not have that success, but he is still such a huge part of this course, such a huge fan for so long. And I have nothing but huge respect for him for that level of dedication and the fact that he always keeps coming back, no matter the disappointment of failure. He's now moving on to the ball drop, pushes the ball to get it rolling. Is he going to go for a pole vault technique? He doesn't sprint! Sakeshi, no! Sakeshi, no, that is not the run we wanted to see. That, your 15th appearance, it deserved so much better than that. But Sakeshi suffers another early exit on the third obstacle. And from the third obstacle, we have a three-time veteran, Zekin Yuki, the Japanese wonder star that came out of nowhere. We saw there in the bottom of the screen, he beat stage 1 in the last tournament, and that was a performance on the way to getting all the way to the cliffhanger in stage 3, finishing in 6th place, I believe, in that tournament. One of the massive surprise stories, obviously slightly overshadowed by Rog and Vulcan's success, but still an impressive performance nonetheless, just like we saw from Bananarama. But Bananarama then failed stage 1 here today. Can Yuki avoid that same result? He's certainly looking solid so far as he goes right for the jumping spider. Jumped a little bit late, but still fine. Now making his way through the inside of the spider, going quickly through that as well. We saw this raw pace in the last tournament. He cleared stage 1 with a comfortable amount of time left. Now going for the half-pipe attack. Slows himself down brilliantly there. Yuki is putting on a solid performance. Ninja comes from Japan, and the Japanese star is showing just how incredible he is, although he is now struggling with the walked wall. That is definitely what you call commentator's curse. Oh, it looked like he was going to get it on the 3rd try. The 4th try, okay, he's got it. 40 seconds, he's still good for time. His pace up to this point has meant he could afford those slip-ups. But can he beat the slider jump? No, he can't! Yuki goes down on the slider jump as well. Zekin Yuki, this obstacle continues to wreak havoc. The stage 3 finalist from the last tournament, just like Bananarama. Yuki was no match for this obstacle. He went quick, he went for speed, but it still wasn't enough. He was just that little bit too far to the side. Didn't land squarely on the platform. And Yuki adds his name to this ever-growing list of failures. 7 at clears, 12 failures now out of 19 on this obstacle. Although 3 more competitors have now booked their place in stage 2, we continue to see our competitors struggle with this redesigned stage 1. Of the 16 competitors that cleared stage 1 in the last tournament, 13 have returned for this tournament, and 3 have made their attempts. All 3 have been defeated by stage 1, all on the slider jump, as this obstacle continues to pick off some of the best competitors. In fact, despite it being the 7th obstacle on stage 1, only the sextuple steps and ball drop have eliminated more competitors so far. Of the 4 competitors moving on, Atlantic Champ still holds the fastest time, ahead of Z-Master, Irish with that incredible comeback performance, and he will be joined by his close friend, the newcomer Bookcase, who just cleared stage 1 within the time limit. Now, 20 challengers remain to attempt stage 1. More faces looking to get their first tastes of success, more veterans looking to step up, and some of the all-time greats, both present and from the past. The question is, how many more will have what it takes to move on to stage 2? Or will this stage 1 have more shocks and surprises in store? You'll have to join us next time, guys, to find out. But until then, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys again next time for the finale to stage 1. Until then, guys, I've been Hunt Unit 751. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, guys.